I would put your phone not on the table.
Because it'll...
Yeah,
exactly. Which also, in the spirit of true professionalism, I'm going to play the camera a little bit here, took us about 3 months to figure out that I was doing that. Luckily, actually, we recorded 6 episodes and then had to go remote.
Yeah,
so
this little thing called the pandemic happened, and then we did not have to deal with our own technical incompetence except for make it the internet's fault.
The show became the
Yeah.
That's true.
When we went online.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't know if you guys, how many remote guest grumps did you do, if any?
Just one.
Just
I
the one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did like super mega online. That was I feel like that's just like friends.
Yeah.
It's not like people who are outside of the court.
Yeah, I mean, there's who's more of an insider than those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And even then, it went terribly. Like everything broke. It's just how it goes.
Well, for us, because this is audio and we have to worry about like game capture or whatever, moving this online was like the best thing that could have happened to us.
Oh,
Because so we went from thinking everyone we get has to come here to figuring out how to do it remotely.
Yeah.
And suddenly we got like people from all over the world to call in and be on the show, and we were completely set up for it.
amazing.
Yeah.
So they had to fly to LA to go to a remote location.
That's right. Yeah. We purchased a hotel.
Amazing.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
very exciting.
The city is really up our ass on this one. Like, we really got to deal with the zoning.
So you have to pay to film here every time you film.
That's right. I charge Layden a location fee. You can talk to Rachel about it on the way out. Usually we'll comp our guests, but not if we think they're rich.
Yeah, that's why Audrey keeps not having to pay it.
Yeah.
So do I owe something? Or?
We'll see. Well,
We'll see how this episode goes.
Once you open up your wallet, how many credit cards you
We'll
got?
submit your tax records as usual.
You got that Amex Black? Because if you do, we're charging you.
What? Yeah. Ooh. What did? Whatever.
Let's talk big money on late night.
Everyone loves hearing about how much money everyone makes specifically.
Oh, it's the best.
Have you ever looked up your net worth online?
Yes, I have.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't looked up you. I've looked up me, and it was, I think, off by a factor of like 10 or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's either insultingly low or like disturbingly, upsettingly high, where you're like, I wish.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what it was for me. I was like,
trillion dollars.
I was a professor for 10 years. Where would I have made that money?
Yeah. I mean, the last I checked, and this was like 2 years ago, it said 3 million. And I was like,
Yeah. No, I know.
If my net worth was 3 million, I wouldn't be doing Game Grumps anymore.
I think mine said 2 recently. And I was like, whoa, hell yeah, baby.
Dude, let me see it.
Rolling with the big money.
When you get that kind of money, you can afford to have your own neon sign made.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And then just go to your bank and be like, see, the internet said I'm worth $3 million. So
That's
you guys
right.
should be nicer to me.
Wiki Feet Men says my net foot worth is 2 million toes.
I am not to be inside baseball. I'm coming in a little hot when I talk like normal as opposed to just mumble.
Oh, well, then let me turn that down.
Yeah.
This might be, you know what? Not to be too inside baseball, I'm going to pause this here and check the levels and just make sure everything sounds great.
Oh,
'Cause why not?
Shit.
Right?
Dang, there we go.
Oh, and the video's still going to be rolling.
Is it still going?
But now you won't be able to hear us.
Oh, no. Okay, time to talk shit.
Okay, I'm turning you down a little.
1, 2. My name is Aaron, and I'm talking at like normal levels. When I get really heated, I'm going to talk at regular levels.
I turned you down a bit. All right, let's just listen back.
And then if I mumble, I can just go right into the mic.
Just listen back.
Perfect.
Get a little vocal fry.
Stopping the recording.
I might be. Are you a juggler?
Well, I don't like to brag.
It was always like, oh, it's your saxophone player, Wild. That was sort of like a surprise.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if I knew that you were a juggler or not.
Well, let me put it this way. Yes.
Hell yeah.
I used to be really into juggling. I was one of those. You may or may not know this, but we are recording, right? There's a significant nerd overlap with the juggling community, like math nerd overlap with the juggling community.
That doesn't surprise me.
Right, because it's all about permutations.
Sure.
And, like there's a like a journal or people write articles about mathematics of juggling.
Okay.
And so I was really into juggling, and
It's a
math.
world I had no idea about.
It doesn't. Someday you should visit Lobby 10 on a weekday at MIT because the juggling club meets there, and these are the guys.
That was the first place they shut down during quarantine because there was way too many people there.
It probably was.
And they're all having so much sex, like unreal. They really had to shut that
Jugglers
down.
fuck. That's what our bumper stickers say. So I was really into it in like high school and would like I never got like, so I can't juggle. I could never juggle 5 of anything.
Oh, man.
But I could do 4 balls and 3 clubs. Actually, I could do 4 clubs briefly.
Yeah.
And then I completely fell out of practice. And then for, I think, my birthday last year or something, Rachel got me clubs because I haven't had I used to carry them all over the place.
Wow.
Sorry,
Yeah.
did you have a holster? Did you do like quick draw? Like,
Yeah, of course.
Going?
And so, because people can't see this, but
I'm going to.
Are you about to juggle for us
No.
right now?
no, I'm not going to do. There's a neon sign right there. See, I have a.
Yeah, but these are like, what are these, like 3? Oh, they're pretty heavy.
Yeah, for listeners at home and
There.
also people who can't see the rest of our quote unquote set,
It's substantial, right?
there
Yeah,
are
it's got some weight.
like command wall mounts for these juggling whatever the fucks.
Well, that's what I was so intrigued by, was that there are 3 clubs and each one has its own wall mount.
Rachel got those for me.
As if
those
they
those
were like
mounts.
fun little katanas.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
katanas that make nobody want to talk to you.
Like when the
Now this is
racks come out in the Matrix, it's just
Yeah.
all juggler tools.
this is tremendously dismissive of the juggling community at large. Which
You say
What
with
are they
a
gonna
smirk on your
do?
face.
What are they gonna do? Throw a ball at me?
well, so I have some balls over here.
Yeah, they never let go of the ball. They're always in that little
whole
zone.
point.
As long as I stay outside of their juggling zone, what's going to happen? They have chainsaws, and I don't trust that they'll come after me with it. They need it to juggle.
Look.
I can juggle.
if you break our
break that
expensive
fucking
neon
sign,
sign.
dude. I'm gonna be so mad if you break that
I'm not going to
sign.
juggle right now. There's a microphone in front of me. I just, I can do the thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's a
You're
plausible
doing it.
simulation.
Can you
of
do like the
juggling.
one hand juggle?
I can do not with 3, but I can do.
You can juggle 2 balls in one hand. Wow, look at that.
This is a late night first.
Right.
That's incredible.
That's right.
Have you ever talked about your juggling on Late at Night?
No, I don't think I have. I think I was trying to keep it under wraps until you blew it wide open.
That's how I always imagine, like, whenever I learn something new, I'm like, oh, I'm going to learn an instrument. But it's like, I'm not going to tell anybody because one day I'm just going to bust it out.
Yeah.
And it never happens.
No.
I never get good enough to do anything. Except for contact juggling. That's the only thing.
Can you do that?
I can just do, like,
Really?
two moves.
What is
yeah.
contact juggling?
Oh.
The David Bowie thing in Labyrinth.
It's when you roll the ball like along your hand and it looks
yeah.
seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can really do that pretty well?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's
That's awesome.
just 2 things.
Well, we
Like,
have
it's-
David Bowie here right now.
It's difficult to get just the first, but once you do the first one, then everything else is
I'm going to
easier.
guess that you learned that when you were a kid.
Yeah, know, it's messed up too. I don't know why it's messed up. I was learning it when I had like a ton of like I used to wear bracelets, like candy bracelets and stuff, and like neon bracelets, and I learned to do that while I was in that phase. So it was counterintuitive because I never took the bracelets off. But like you need to take the bracelets off to do contact juggling, so I just didn't get very far because of that.
It's about the aesthetic, man.
Yeah, I was like, I want to wear my bracelets more than I want to learn to contact juggle, so I'm just gonna stop right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn on a timer, which is another thing I forgot to do.
Yeah, there you go.
What the hey?
It looks better
That's a
with like a
stopwatch.
crystal ball, but
Whoa, what the hey? That's awesome.
That's really great.
yeah. When it's like a crystal clear ball, you don't see it spin, so it looks like it's just.
No,
floating.
I'm very impressed by
That's
that.
still
If
pretty
you,
really?
tight.
when we
dude.
go inside, if you do that for Audrey, she probably won't even recognize us. That's it's impressive. And just be like,
What?
I do love that she did not remember you.
That was awesome.
yeah.
And I truly wasn't offended because she was very young the last
She
time I
doesn't
saw her in
remember
person.
anyone. I can't use real names because it's twerp, but for about 2 years, she couldn't remember Lord Phobos's real name and would just call him by a random dude name whenever she saw him.
And she's like, fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what his name is.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I guess context for people listening, Brian and Rachel had to do an errand, so I babysat Audrey while she played a bunch of video games, and it was the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
I walked in on this situation. She was playing Stardew Valley, and I was thinking like I'm walking in on a kid playing a video game. They must be stoked. about this video game, and like everything that came out of her mouth was the most like, I don't even like this game.
Did she really?
I don't know what I'm doing. And I was
Really?
like, yeah, well, who's your favorite villager? And she's like, I don't know. I haven't met them all.
Well, okay, so this is in such stark contrast to she was playing Mario 64 and Mario Galaxy, maybe.
Yeah, definitely Galaxy.
I definitely spent a lot of time playing up me not knowing anything. I was like, yeah, Audrey, I played a lot of the Mario games when I was a kid. And she was like, all right, so this is Mario.
This is Mario.
You'll never believe what he has to do.
She was, and I was like, well, he's a plumber. Why's he got to do all this stuff if he's a plumber? And she was like, no. See, here's the thing, because
Do you know what?
Listen, there's a certain suspension of disbelief you have to provide yourself here.
I don't know if we have talked about this. I know we haven't talked about this. She has been obsessed with the Super Mario Brothers Super Show from the late 80s, starring
Really?
Captain Lou Albano, because it's all on Netflix.
That's awesome.
Yes, and so she has watched all of them, which feature like Cyndi Lauper's on it,
Yeah.
Shabba-Doo, who's a breakdancer, like all these 80s celebs. But she also, what that means is that most of her knowledge of the Mario universe is the shitty cartoons they showed during that show.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where, they don't say Bowser, they only say King Koopa,
Koopa, yeah.
right? That kind of stuff.
Yoshi talks like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she keeps talking about, the other day she was talking about Brooklyn. And I was like, how do you know about Brooklyn? And she said, oh, well, Mario's from there.
Yeah, Mario's from Brooklyn, obviously.
Yeah. Well, because they talk about that a lot on the show.
she was saying, I was allowing her to explain various Mario things to me, and she was like, yeah, and then you can also play as Princess Peach, and it's cool because she can fly, but like she never really does anything for herself, which is annoying, but...
Wow.
Well,
Feminist icon.
You know what? She's fucking one to talk because she plays princesses with Rachel all the time.
Yeah.
And the way she plays this is she wants Rachel to be Bowser. And then she wants to be helpless. She wants herself to be helpless somewhere. So she wants Rachel to capture her and just leave her somewhere. And then she orders Bowser around for a while.
She's not being a very generous scene partner.
No, and she's always Peach. And so I can't believe she actually said, oh, Peach can't do anything for herself. When she, by choice, makes sure Peach can never do anything for herself
You just
all the
said she
time.
puts herself in a situation where she starts bossing around Bowser, though. She's like...
Yeah, she has
I guess
co-opted
that's
this
true.
position of power.
Yeah.
This is reclaiming. This is... I don't like this bit
forcing
that I'm
your
doing, but it was
forcing your
very-
parents to do all the fucking work.
Yeah. And then she switched to Stardew, and she... I don't want to backseat a child while they're gaming.
You
put
should.
hundreds of hours into Stardew, and she was like, all right, cool, I need to get this for the community center. And I'm like, oh, you could plant some more because it's raining. And she's like, no.
Oh.
And then gets into bed at 10 a.m.
At 10 a.m.
You know what? I think I said this once. I never I'd never really put myself in the eyes or the brain of a viewer watching like Grumps or any other Let's Play kind of thing until I had a kid. And I had to watch her play video games, and the entire time thinking, why are you fucking doing it? Like, you're doing it wrong. And then I was like, oh, now I get why people get upset, because this is the most infuriating thing I've ever seen. It's very frustrating
Well,
when you know how someone should be doing something.
There's no way I'm going to get 300 pieces of wood to get over that bridge. I don't have an axe that's good enough for the tree. Well, Audrey, you can cut down the tree with the axe if you just do it a bunch, but it uses some of your energy. Okay, I'll do one tree a day.
Yeah, no, it's
And then I'll go to sleep
at
so I
10.
don't use my energy. And I had made like a joke. I was like, oh, I mean, I guess I get into bed at 1 p.m. too. And then she threw that back at me like a couple of minutes later.
she's
Because I was like, oh, you're going to bed again? And she was like, didn't you just say you do that?
Dang,
yeah,
dude.
she's very good at holding on to shit and then throwing it back in your face. It's what they
Fucking
do.
Rose
The other thing that
mode.
really, so Leighton and Commander Meowch got me a Lego space shuttle for my
Yes,
birthday.
yeah.
And Audrey and I put it together. And if you think watching a 6-year-old play video games is frustrating, try watching a 6-year-old put together a very complicated Lego set, because
Doesn't it say like age 13 and up or something?
Indeed it does, but I'm there the whole time. I did most of it.
Sure.
Not to brag. But she just like the whole time, she's just like not double checking and just kind of slapping stuff together and then moving, skipping steps. Oh, it was,
Having fun as a child.
she was playing with Lego.
Oh, yeah.
Which
that's
was ridiculous. It was fucking
Ridiculous
stupid.
considering that her bedroom, the real estate, is almost exclusively Tupperware containers full of Legos. The most Legos I've ever seen in my life.
I grew up in a world where Lego was just a thing that you put together stuff. It wasn't like the instruction manual thing is like was so new to me.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Ugh."
no. I remember having Lego that were exclusively the thick ones, right? Like you didn't
Yeah.
have like the little teeny thin, maybe a couple, but it was all the thick ones, and you just do whatever.
You just build a house
Yeah.
that has like multicolors and call
Yes.
it a day.
And it wasn't honestly until we moved here 6 years ago that I ever did a Lego set, which was like, here's your 400-page manual, fucking do it right.
Yeah. Which is online. So if you
Yes.
just had a stack of Legos, you could make your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember I would make a big fat tower and I had like one Lego dinosaur and then I'd shove the dinosaur into the tower and be like, done, did it.
Yeah.
I'm an architect.
Yeah.
I always
Boom.
made cars because I just had
Yes.
these 2 axles.
Always.
So I'd always make these shitty little cars.
Put the little people in them, run them down ramps and stuff.
Yeah.
That's-
Oh, well. That's just,
Yeah,
you're
cardboard.
advanced all of a sudden.
Cardboard ramps.
Okay, so also it's your daughter's birthday this week.
Yes.
And I'm
Oh.
looking for a Polly Pocket for her that is horse related.
thank you.
And what happened to Polly Pocket? They're fucked up now.
I
do you
don't
mean?
even really know what a Polly Pocket is.
It's a Polly Pocket. The original concept is you have like a little plastic purse. You open it up, but it's a house.
It's a compact.
Yeah, it's a compact. That's why it's Polly Pocket, because it's a little lady who lives in your pocket. But like they got more and more elaborate where it's like, here's a big like mall and you open it up. But like, do they not, I guess you would know, do they still have the little like rubber clothes? Because that was the best part of Polly Pockets.
I didn't even know they had interchangeable. I thought they were too small to have.
Well, so that was like the first original wave of Polly Pockets. And then, I mean, they've gone through a ton of permutations, but like in the mid 2000s, they were very like, a very specific way where all of them had these like chewy rubber clothes that kids loved to chew
Really?
on.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
This
they were really
is-
nasty and they picked up dog hair and I loved them to death. But
Oh, that kind of rubber. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know what
yeah.
you're talking
I
about.
could text Rachel. She would know.
yeah.
Listen, I know that you're the on the forefront of Polly Pocket news.
Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just fucked up
Does-
now. I don't know if this
Oh,
is...
hold on. Shh.
Toy-
Polly Pocket.
toyart.com.
Everyone be quiet while I do this. Still have rubber clothes.
Sounds like a terrible riddle.
Delivered.
Answer me these riddles 3. Does Polly Pocket still have clothing?
I tried to do a thing yesterday where I changed Rachel's name on my phone to your mom, except because I wanted to post a screenshot of your mom calling and use it for NSP socials. And except it was too smart. And then when she called, or I really called myself from her phone, it said your mom or Rachel Wecht.
Oh, when it just turns into its own self-roast.
I had a
good.
weird experience with that kind of thing because I left my phone. I was going through TSA and to catch a flight, and I left my phone there apparently. And
Like
I
at the security.
yeah, and I had just like gone off, and I like went to the terminal, and then all of a sudden it was like, it's like, is Arin Hanson please come to the TSA?
Oh, your fondest wish.
Yeah, and I was like, what? And yeah, I was terrified.
Yeah.
But then I got there and they were like, hey, we got your phone. And I was like, how'd you know it was my phone? And then they were like, watch. And they put Siri on and they were like, whose phone is this? And then it was like, this is Arin Hanson's phone.
Really?
And I was like, what the fuck? So apparently that's a thing you can do.
Hey, Siri, whose phone is this?
I believe this iPhone belongs to Brian.
What the fuck?
Right?
We need the special module where you tell her, like, all right, ask who's asking. If anybody wants to know,
Yeah.
this is somebody else.
Well, it used to be there was like a huge like breach and this was for a long time. If you linked an app to Siri, like none of those apps had any security. So
Oh, really?
you can just grab someone's locked phone and be like, Siri, tweet, I'm a butthead, and then it would do it. But it doesn't do that anymore.
Just making sure that
Yeah,
didn't
Brian
trigger.
practically checked his phone.
Yeah. Well, that's a huge. How did they not catch that right
Well,
away?
they
That's
did.
crazy.
But, yeah, it wasn't right away. I had a. It was actually a guy. I was on that Dance Showdown show.
Oh, yeah,
It's like a
right.
reality show.
Dance on?
Dance Showdown.
Dance Showdown.
Dance On was the name of the channel.
Oh, I see.
There was a guy. I won't name any names, but he was a real prankster, and he did that to
George
one of the,
Clooney.
He did that to one of the dancers, and she was very upset by it.
Oh, I would be too. I'd be furious.
Yeah. Because
Hey, Siri.
it wasn't anything like, it wasn't like innocuous. It wasn't like, oh, I have a poopy butt or whatever. It was like something really mean, and it was like, oh.
Pranks suck. If you're a prankster, you can go fuck yourself.
Oh.
Like, they're never funny.
Brian, that's
Man.
a spicy thing to have you on record saying. You specifically.
No,
So true.
I don't prank people. I
just annoy
bother
them.
And I maintain
true.
there is a difference.
Yeah.
I would never do like a cruel prank.
But you will bother somebody and make them not like you by being a dick.
Yes, but those are different.
Okay.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I agree with that.
For years, actually, I was in Danny's phone as Dave Mustaine because it was a bit for an NSP video that didn't end up getting used in the video. And it was like, oh look, it's Dave Mustaine calling me, and so he switched me to Dave Mustaine so we could film this bit, and they just never took it off. So every time I'd call him for literally, I don't think it's the case anymore, but I think for upwards of 4 years, every time I would call him, he'd pick up and be like, hello, Dave Mustaine. Yeah.
Rules. There's a thing, because I got a weird thing about like organizational stuff, like in files or in phones and stuff. So like when I on my phone, I'd be like, my mom, her name's Marette. I put like Marette Hanson. That's just, this is my mom's name. I'm gonna put a real name in there because in the information thing, it's like first name, last name, where do they live, what's their address, and I'm like, okay, well, I want to fill all that out and just be cool. But I heard it's like, oh, if something happens to you, and then like the police have to like unlock your phone or something, and then they've they're gonna be like, well, who's your next of kin? You have no idea who to contact because who are these names, right? So then it was like, so you should put them in as mom and dad and stuff like that. So
That's interesting. I didn't think about that.
because if somebody needs to know like who your relationship, brother,
Huh. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Right.
And I guess it's a little bit more secure too. That way, people, if someone gets your phone and gets in, they won't know the name of the person.
yeah, they can only just get a direct line to talking to them.
I signed up for like like an identity monitoring kind of service.
Sure, yeah.
And I was just looking at it yesterday, and a bunch of shit. It told me I had dark web alerts.
What does that mean?
I looked at it, and it was
That's
like,
some like I have video of you masturbating.
I know. Yes. Like I was like, what dark web alert? What? And so a couple things about this is I've had this service for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now.
Did they ask you for like a 6-month subscription service after they told you that?
It was, yeah, well, I mean, they've had me on the hook for years. But they upgraded their like dashboard, and I was looking through my alerts, and it said it was legitimately like 10 different dark web alerts, and they were dating back years. And I've
Okay.
never seen these before.
So what were they?
They were like username and password leaks, all from a bunch of sites that I never use anymore.
Every service gets hacked like every day.
Well, exactly.
It's cooler that
So-
it's like, you got some dark web alerts, bro. You're gonna have to open up your Tor, get the.
Yeah.
because every one of those like password aggregates that has like a master password, and they have
Yes.
all of them have like, they're scouring the internet constantly for like leaks.
Yeah.
So they always give you a notification. Oh, your fucking Wells Fargo account,
Yeah,
is
exactly,
probably vulnerable.
exactly.
There's like 60 every time
Every
I open
day.
up. I'm just like, new alert for your bank, and it's like, I know it happens.
Well, if
every
it
day.
had said like, your info got leaked or whatever, that's fine. But it specifically said dark web. And I was like, what the shit? So wait, has either of you ever been on the dark web?
I still have no idea what it is, what that means.
Well-
because I know what news groups are. That was like proto-internet.
Yeah.
And it still exists. So if you want to pirate anything, you go on news groups.
Yeah. So the dark web, as I understand it, you probably know more about this than I do.
Please explain the dark web, Brian. I'm desperate to hear you explain in your
Well,
own words what the dark web is.
It's like the internet with the lights off.
That's the name of this episode.
As I understand
With
it,
the lights up.
it's you need like Tor or some other browser, but
Very
Tor is the
good.
standard.
Yeah.
And you can't like search. You just need to you need to type in the site you're going to, and then all sorts of shit can happen. And that's where people can, people do all sorts of illegal stuff.
What else? What do they do on the dark web?
They sell drugs, illegal drugs.
Oh,
Yeah, like
they also sell Tylenol. Just that's a side hustle. They have.
okay, yes, absolutely Tylenol. Tylenol.
Yeah. Well, when you're
That's
when
what
you're-
I'm doing when shit comes out of your mouth.
Side-
when you're
Tylenol.
getting your cocaine and your heroin and you're checking out, there's just like little impulse purchases.
Yeah.
Some Tylenol, get some Midol.
That's actually, I'm sure they upsell you.
Yeah,
You got to
see?
diversify the stock. I mean, like you can't have all your fucking black tar and just kill Hunter S. Thompson acid sheets.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a movie theater. They make their money on the candy.
What else do they do on the dark web? There's probably child pornography, I believe, which I'm not saying from any personal experience, and I do want to emphasize that.
Anyway, so my 6 dark web alerts.
And what else? I believe, I think now I could be wrong about this. I believe you might be able to sell some babies.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, if there's child pornography, just one step up to
Yeah.
buy children.
Yeah. And that's pretty much, that's an exhaustive list of what happens on the dark web, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add to that? Have you ever been on the dark web? That's a yes. The fact that you waited this long to answer is a yes.
I have no idea.
I was debating whether to dig further into the child pornography.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's a great hole to dig in 2021.
Yeah, perfect.
Year of
This
our
is
Lord.
perfect. This is all staying in.
Oh, you can get a hit too. You can order a hit.
Oh,
on the
wow,
dark
right.
web. Yeah, sure.
Just to make sure we don't, cause any alarms, I'm gonna have Jarek edit out the P in pornography, so it sounds like we're saying child pornography, and that way no one will be upset.
What's pornography?
It's the same thing as pornography. It's a
not a
silent
P.
P. Yeah,
It's like
P
pterodactyl.
is silent.
Yeah, it's a soft pornography.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, you can get someone killed.
Yeah, sure.
You can.
I would assume so. I don't know if that's true or not.
I think you could probably get somebody killed if you really want to. I think you could do what would be more lucrative. Like, what's the Tylenol to getting people getting killed? Like, what do you get them on the way out? Like, you don't want to do a full hit.
You just
But
want
you
have
want to
someone
fuck
like
with
A
someone.
hit piece.
that's true. You could
You
get
can
someone
just
to write
use their
something.
normal
Yeah.
internet.
You
for
could get
that.
someone to like key their car or something, like shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds plausible.
Put like a poopy bag in there.
A flaming bag of dog shit.
Yeah, well, no, okay, so here's the thing that I always this is better than a hit. This is the ultimate thing that you can do to somebody if you hate them.
I like
you
this.
just shit in their life, right? So like you find a way to get into their house and you just shit all over everything. And it's the what are they gonna do? Like they have to clean it up, but it never goes away. There's always shit places.
But they can DNA your shit, right?
Not if you're on the dark web.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, you gotta order somebody else's shit.
For the dark web.
You wouldn't use your
there-
own shit.
No, that's a rookie mistake.
No.
But it's also if they have a cat, you can really start escalating where every day you go into the litter box and you just like slowly make them larger. Until eventually they're just
They take up
full
the whole
size
thing.
dude. Yeah.
I've heard that the ultimate like dick move in that regard is if you can get into somebody's house and you can get some like alone time where they're not messing around, you cut a hole in their wall and then you put like a huge piece of raw meat in there and then you seal up the wall.
Cheese is good.
Yes.
Yeah, so after like so it does there's nothing for like a month and then suddenly there's just a rancid smell and they're like, what is that? And they cannot find it
Wow.
for months and months and they're like,
What is this fucking smell?
I remember something like when I was in 8th grade, I was upset. They had these books which were called like Revenge, and it was some guy, and I think the pseudonym of the author was George Hayduke, who would write these books about like alphabetically indexed about ways to get even with people. And, me, a nerdy, very bullied like kid, I would just read these books on the
now
bus.
I'll show him.
I'd read them on the bus to school as the older kids were like making fun of me from the back.
Yeah.
Of course, I never did. They were all like super illegal shit.
You're
but
just giving them ideas.
they actually, you know what? I'm glad they didn't steal the book from me because I would have been a real cell phone. But the one that reminded me of what you said, like the specific advice was you get a piece of abalone, which is a shellfish.
Yeah.
And you hide it on somebody's radiator.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
And there was a bunch of other shit. And,
There's one that I've always thought about that I've never seen anybody do is if you just dump a bunch of micro like skin fine glitter into somebody's dryer.
Oh,
and like
that's bad.
hide it. Make sure they do their big fat load of clothing, and then you got glitter on your
let
clothes
her rip.
forever,
Well,
motherfucker.
Amazing.
speaking as the parent of a 6-year-old, that basically happens to me every
Yeah.
day anyway. And yes, it completely sucks. But the amount of glitter explosions we've had in this house are just, ugh. I fucking hate glitter. I hate it so much.
Susie has a very dastardly one that I like a lot. It's you just put black paint in someone's wiper fluid on their car. So,
That's a very good one.
A small dollop of mayo in somebody's conditioner.
Is that bad?
So it stinks bad?
I actually feel like it would be good for your hair.
It would be really good
Yeah.
for
for like a
hair.
day.
Yeah.
But not.
I feel like that was a thing in like
Putting mayo in
1998
your
or
Or,
hair?
I
something.
mean, you do hair masks with mayo and
Yeah.
like egg and oil. I don't know. I threw that one out as if it would be a bad thing, but I guess as it rots and you're like, why does my hair always smell bad?
But that's the thing about mayo. Mayo never goes bad. Mayo's always good by definition, right? Even
The expiration date is merely a suggestion.
that's just saying it's so delicious you'll want to eat it before that day. It's not saying it's actually going to spoil.
It's that it's going to be like morally difficult for you to
Yeah.
eat it.
It's like cheese. It just gets better with age.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, food expiration dates are, that's a conspiracy.
That's true. Absolutely.
I mean, that is legitimately true.
Yes, I'm aware. Yeah, they're way off, and you're fine eating food that's way past its expiration date. Don't do it. But
Hey, late night listeners.
yeah,
The dark web is a great place to go. You should totally prank people by damaging their personal property.
Yeah.
And, all food is good as long as you can put it in your mouth.
Brian had the sticks in his hand
I
for
was
like a
waiting.
full minute before that ended.
we set that up over here specifically
perfect.
so that. Do you want to do a rim shot? Feels good, doesn't it?
Don't you have to have like a crash symbol though?
There's a lot of different symbols you could have. I had this hi-hat because it was the smallest.
I feel like it's a little pathetic sounding.
It's also but it's also not hooked up with a pedal.
Oh.
Wait, but that's its own sound.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
can get a groove going. That's like every joke you make on this show. Like, that is the... Do it again?
Wait, I missed. I'm at a weird angle. Yeah, that I timed it weird.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
There, that was a good one.
Hold on, can you give us a clean one to put on the soundboard?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right, we got it.
Wait, you have a soundboard? I don't see any buttons.
We do when we do it online, and also half the time the other people can't hear it, so it doesn't really work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
I'm gonna put these sticks over here.
But I'm assuming, okay, hearing that, it just
Yeah.
makes me think that you just fuck with the guests at that point.
Well, I would no. We treat our guests with extreme respect. I would never, ever, ever want to get someone on this show.
I
and
know
mess with
you.
them. I wouldn't want to do it.
You put
This
me
is-
in the crotch seat. And you're telling me you don't fuck with guests.
Do you want to describe? I don't know if the previous part made it onto the episode. Do you want to describe what the crotch seat?
Well, now
is?
he's going to call attention to it.
That's fine.
Listen, the reason they have talk shows with desks because it's dignified. You see the top and you don't have to see their crotch. Whenever you're in
There's
a
always a weird
situation-
lump.
Yeah, whenever you have to see the crotch, first of all, I don't have enough room to cross my legs because there's a dang microphone.
can
in front of
move
me.
this.
No, it's fine. So my legs are full spread eagle. I'm man spreading, as they say.
Yeah.
And so I'm directly in front of the camera. My head's blocking the
Well,
late night logo.
Aaron, this is great because we have a Jeremy Renner modesty
Thank God
pillow.
you have Jeremy Renner.
That's exactly right.
Where'd you get this? JeremyRennerFan.com?
It was a gift from a mutual acquaintance whose name I do not wish to reveal.
Or was it therenners.com?
It was from the Jeremy Renner app.
Oh.
Dude.
We don't use that one.
The Halcyon days.
Yeah, we're not big into the app. The app community is really bad.
You should.
You should go to the Renners. They're the best.
There's a really great 6 or 7 part podcast about the Jeremy Renner app, which I strongly recommend you listen
The
to.
screenshot. Wait, what's it called?
The Renner Files.
Okay, great.
Wait, is there actually an app for...
There was.
Wait, Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
dude.
There's this thing where for a while, this one company was trying to get a bunch of celebrities to do like vanity apps to increase, basically to get fans' attention and money. because you could pay for like visibility to the celebrity on the app.
Okay.
And you'll never believe this, but it devolved into ridiculous infighting and arguments. And also, it turns out that when you have your own app, you're responsible for putting content on it like all the time, and nobody has the bandwidth to do that. Least of all, like
Jeremy
Jeremy
Renner.
Renner.
And there was a whole thing where,
He's Hawkeye, you know.
well, this kind of ties into it because on the app, there was a contest to give away like a visit to the set of Endgame or some shit. I don't know which
Yeah,
one.
whichever movie he was in first 2 seconds.
And then it turned out to yeah, I heard that.
I know. I'm sorry. I was too busy looking at comments of people asking to have sex with Jeremy Renner's wife.
It turned into something, I think, where the person that won it was like a friend of Jeremy Renner's and didn't actually go to the set anyway. They just like hung out by his pool for a while. It's a whole fucking.
It was
it's
like
really worth
a bunch
listening
of
to.
weird Twitter, as if that's still a thing anymore. People invaded it and were just like brigading it with nonsense.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And you could get like a gold star. You could pay for a gold star, which would increase your visibility. But they said it didn't increase your visibility, but it definitely did. And occasionally Jeremy Renner would come on and like comment like, "Hey, cool post, bro." And then it became like a whole thing to try to get his attention. But after like maybe 3 weeks of doing it, he just completely opted out.
It was a beautiful like moment in internet history while it was still going, because everyone was like, they're just letting this happen. This is just happening.
So is this where you got the pillow?
It has nothing to do with the app. It was a separate
Is it
gift.
the same on the other side?
I mean, I like to think that
Yes.
Jeremy Renner has more than two sides when it comes to his acting. He's a very versatile performer.
Hey,
Okay, so was this pre-cameo or post-cameo?
way pre, right?
Cameo
I was-
may have existed, but it
I
definitely.
was still in high school when the Renner app thing happened. I'm pretty sure.
And Cameo's been around for what, like 2 years or something?
I don't know, but that's obsolete. It makes the Jeremy Renner app obsolete.
Completely obsolete.
That's
yeah.
true.
Now you can just get a cameo from Jeremy Renner.
Although I guess the equivalent would be like it's like Cameo, but you just pay a flat fee to like talk to the person all the time, or have interact with a community. It's like a Facebook page, basically.
It's a
group.
Discord.
It basically is a Discord.
Pay
yes.
extra to join a Discord of the
Yeah.
worst people on the internet.
Now that's unfair to Jeremy Renner fans.
I would like to make a public apology
Yeah.
to the fans of Jeremy
So
Renner. I'm
sorry.
sure you're all pretty cool, and your taste in men is totally
Cool.
Yeah.
good.
Not
And
not based on your weird dad issues.
should we introduce this show?
Yes, that's a good idea. Everyone, this is
Oh,
look. We can. do
haven't
it-
started the show yet?
No, we have. We just always wait to introduce people. 'cause
We
'cause
usually wait
forget.
about 45 minutes to an hour to introduce the show.
Oh, okay.
We had Alana Pierce on a couple of weeks ago, and
I
we
love Alana. She's
explicitly
great.
She's great.
discussed how we usually don't introduce. Anyway, we didn't introduce
We
her
forgot
until
it.
the entire episode.
We forgot until the end when we were about to say, "That's it, bye everybody." Then I remembered we hadn't introduced her. We introduced her, and the episode was over. All right, everyone. Look,
we
this is
ran a tight ship here.
so. Have we? Maybe we spent half an hour talking about this. I can't remember though. Have we talked about this? Is the first thing we're doing in person in?
No,
a
we haven't
year?
said that yet.
Well,
No.
it is. So I can point to people.
Yeah.
For the first time.
And I automatically feel I can be meaner to you because
I-
we're here in person and I'm in your home.
I 100% agree. I
Fabulous.
feel much more energized than doing it
Well,
remotely.
that's why I wanted to, because you guys had asked me to do this a while back, and I was like, no, I don't want to, because I
you
did.
said. I think what you said was not till it's more popular.
I okay, fair enough.
No, you didn't say that.
You don't know that.
I love that you're doing a bit and then you're just coughing to it. All right, yeah.
I got yeah. So the reason I didn't do it is because I was like, because dude, anything Zoom or Discord or it sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah.
And
So like our entire show.
no.
Wow.
I'm just compared
Wait,
to
hold on.
real life. Nice. That was the best one yet.
Yeah. Thank you. One-handed.
So I did a podcast remotely. I won't say what it was because I'm sort of talking to it was a lovely experience and the person I was on with was great. But it's just like if we had done this in person, it would have been like 1,000 times better.
Yeah, for
So that's why I wanted to wait because it's because I have respect for you two.
No, I
I
appreciate
didn't want to
that.
bring your show down by being like, oh, I'm at home and I've been at home for the last fucking year, so I got nothing to talk about. But in here, there's all this new stimuli. You got stupid posters that nobody likes.
Yep.
You got drawings from your daughter. It's great.
Yeah.
We have this neon sign that I don't know about you guys, but it's putting off like so much heat. Or it's,
Don't touch it. You'll burn your hand.
I'm just warm. It's warm in here.
It's very hot,
I'm
and we
glazed like a
can't-
donut.
Leighton's probably the easiest person to look at right now because there's not either a light directly behind her or that's it.
Yeah.
Because I have a...
And who wants to look at Brian?
Well, Brian's head is directly...
Right by that softbox.
Yeah, so it's like when I look at him, he's like blurry because I can't like focus with all that light coming at me.
This is like some aliens,
Yeah.
like you were getting abducted actively, and we've got the lights.
Yeah, I purchased these softboxes this weekend too. It's very exciting.
But because of the thing and Leighton's proximity away from it, she's got this wonderful bisexual lighting going on. It's great.
Which are what the colors of everything together? Is that what that means?
Oh, well, when there's a neon light in a thing, it makes everything bisexual because
Oh, I see.
that is totally a thing that we should all say in normal because colors and lights are,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're coded in certain
coded,
ways,
of course.
as are real people who are, I'm not going down this road. Hi, folks. Hi, folks, I'm bisexual. I'm allowed to say that.
This is a question that we were discussing earlier. Would you call this a man cave? This room.
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
It's not cool enough to be a man cave.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
reneging
you.
on my statement
Thank you. It's
earlier.
not cool
Yeah.
enough.
What? Okay. How cool does it need to be? What will cool up this
Well,
room?
I feel like a fridge would help. Like
you don't
make
have a fridge in here?
No.
Cool it
Oh, this
down?
isn't a man cave then.
Yeah, thank you.
Pathetic.
It's because there's a house right there that is full of fridges.
Do you think that has ever stopped a man cave or a man excavator?
No, I was
Ever?
thinking about this recently because
We were in the middle of introducing the fucking show.
Oh fuck! Right.
The point of a cave is that you stay in it. So yeah, you have to have
Yeah.
all the you got to have a shitter, you got to have a fridger, you got to have
Right.
weed.
A wet bar.
A weeder.
Yeah, maybe somewhere to sleep. Yeah, I got a couch.
I got to catch. I've never slept in this room, although friends have. Torp has slept in this room.
Oh,
Other
Some say
friends
that they're
have.
still here.
Yeah.
Hiding in the cat. Oh, hey.
Some say that their fucking gear is still here.
I'm assuming that's the case.
That is the case.
Okay.
Including this lovely snare drum.
Oh,
Anyway, formalities. I don't know. Welcome to this fucking show, which is called Late at Night with Brian Wecht. That one's Brian.
Yo.
And I get to actually point at you in
Yes.
person.
And this is Leighton.
Hi. Mystery guest. The mystery guest bit really does not work in person.
who could it possibly be?
You hold up your Jeremy Renner.
I've been Jeremy Renner the whole time.
Time. Yeah.
It's really nice to meet you. I'm really impressed with your wide range of films that you've been in. Like,
Tag.
I remember.
Wait, I came up with one. That was good. I successfully named
Was-
a Jeremy Renner film other than
and
The Avengers. The Hawkeye movie.
Yeah.
that everybody loves.
They got what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say again. Hold on, I gotta remember. Oh yeah, so I was watching the Avengers commentary track. And it's funny because like every time like somebody would come on screen, you know, it was like Mark Ruffalo or whatever, they'd be like, "Oh, Mark's such a sweetheart. I love him. He's great." Yeah, Scarlett Johansson is like, "Oh, she's so talented, man. She could do anything. She's amazing. Does her own stunts in a lot of these scenes." And then they get to Jeremy Renner, and he's like, "It's hard to mic Jeremy Renner."
Who was doing the commentary?
That is Joss Whedon and the other guy. Everyone's
Russo.
favorite.
Oh, Russo.
Yeah.
I was just watching it. So I recently rewatched Galaxy Quest,
Oh yes.
which is so great. I fucking love that movie. I hadn't seen it in a while. And then Rachel sent me a compilation of people just talking about Alan Rickman. And oh my God, it's like all the people on the show just talking about what a very sweet but very dry guy he was. Justin Long was talking about, apparently there was some play that they were in, but like one was starting right as the other was finishing it, so they didn't actually overlap. They just kind of like one stopped and then the next one came in. And he said that on the first, like he went to see it and Alan Rickman was in it, but he didn't feel ready to do his part yet. And on his opening night, he shows up at his dressing room and there is a note, a little card from Alan Rickman, which in very, formal cursive handwriting just says, "Fuck you."
What a cool guy.
Yeah. They said he was like this, one of the funniest, like in that dry kind of British way.
Fuck you.
People. What a sweetheart.
I heard I read recently the story from the guy that played Neville Longbottom.
Who got hot?
Yeah, he got super hot all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's jacked and he's all hairy. Anyway, I guess on the last day of filming, he was like a big Alan Rickman fan, but he never like talked to him because he was so nervous.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I'd be fucking terrified of Alan Rickman.
yeah. So he's like, on the last day of filming, he's like, well, I'm not gonna have to see him again, so I'll go and talk to him. So he went to his trailer and he was like, hey, I'm a big fan, it's been an honor working with you. And then he just like sat down with him for like 3 hours and just coached him on his career. And then he was like, it was the best advice I've ever gotten. And I was like, wow,
That's awesome.
that's so
really
sweet.
I was reading an obituary today of Charles Grodin.
Do you read the obituaries every morning?
Yeah, it's my morning paper. It's the only part of the news I follow. So, I just
The funnies and the obituaries.
Yes.
The obits, or as I like to call them, the Gothams.
Well, hey, one of my favorite all-time comic like writers. He's not really a comedian, but he's a writer. Andy Breckman has a running joke, which I was just thinking about the other day, that you can make any obituary funnier by inserting the word "finally" before it dies, which I really like.
That is a good bit.
Yeah, I was reading. So, do you guys see that Charles Grodin? Do you know who that is?
I saw, like, it's one of those things where, like, you're on Twitter and then everyone's talking about it. Like, they've been, like, big fans for, like, 1,000 years. And it's like, oh, hi. And they're posting clips, like, this is my favorite bit of him ever. And I'm like, I have no idea who this guy is.
For me, he'll always be Midnight Run. It's him and De Niro. And a bunch of other people too. He's just this like the ultimate deadpan comic actor. Like everything he did was just like here,
Yeah.
and that's where he was. He was so funny. But the Rickman story reminded me of something in one of the obituaries where apparently he was on the Michael J. Fox show.
Okay.
Like the recent one, and he was like, we do these long days, which for me are grueling. But Michael J. Fox has Parkinson's, so I can't even imagine what they're like for him. And apparently after one day of shooting, he went up to Michael J. Fox and he was like, hey, man, I just want to say this is a really great day. Tomorrow when we do our scenes together, can you do it without the Parkinson's? And he was like, Michael J. Fox like cracked up, and it was, he was like, I'm glad I took that chance. That was a chance. But, like, yeah. I thought,
What a swing.
I love it when people take those big asshole swings.
Yeah.
And,
I feel like a big asshole swing is so often like the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Well,
yes.
yeah. I mean, it's like a trust fall, right? And then,
Yeah,
like, if they
totally.
catch you, then it's like, oh, well, we're cool then.
Yeah.
Did I send you, I think I sent you and Jarek that tweet that said, most of a relationship is apologizing for doing something hilarious,
Yeah.
which really struck home for me.
Yeah, that's a very you comment. I
Yes.
would say.
Yeah. Can't relate, but
Oh.
you do you. Anyway, hey, this is Arin Hanson. This is late at night. We've been talking for God knows how long. If you see us, Brian and I, suddenly looking at the camera intermittently as if we
Let's
have a
see.
gun being pointed at our heads, it's not because we have a gun. I mean, we have the guns pointed at our heads, but also we're trying to make sure the camera does not.
Yeah, I keep looking at the
Stop.
computer to make sure the audio is going,
Yeah.
which I'm still not convinced is, and the camera to make sure it's recording.
Right.
And then I'm also looking over here because there is a man in a dark suit with a gun.
Yeah.
So, we're fine, right?
The creator of
that's
the
our-
Jeremy Renner app.
Mr. App,
I mean, I love
Dave App.
I love Jeremy Renner and all the movies that he's been in, and like
Tag.
Tag.
Yeah, he's in Tag.
That great film Tag.
didn't
with
he-
its characters?
He was in one of the Bourne Identities, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was like the new
He was the new
Born
Born.
man.
Yeah, he was born for a day, and
Didn't-
then Matt Damon came back.
Didn't
It
he
sucked.
break both his arms filming Tag? Am I remembering
And then
this
his
correctly?
mom had to help him. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's right. It sounds right.
Man,
The
that
dude's cocking the gun.
must have been a pretty aggressive game of tag.
Yeah, well, dude, if you watch that movie, it lasted for like years. Actually, I think it was based on like a real event. I can't say that with a straight face, but I think it was
that's
true.
like what I don't care. Like I hear that and I'm just like I don't care. All I care about is when Jackie Chan does it. Like it's like Jackie Chan broke his leg when he was doing this stunt, and it's like on, and they show it at the end. It's like a blooper, and it's like whoa, cool, and like that's but it's like Jeremy Renner. I don't give a fuck.
No, because you know he broke it doing something stupid.
Yeah, exactly. So he's picking up his crafty.
That's
Put too much peanut butter on his little sandwich.
for those of you listening. That's industry lingo for food. That has always bothered me. Crafty.
Crafty?
Yes, I can get behind craft services, but when people say, "Oh, and Crafty's over here," I
It's
don't
just
know.
an easy way to
I
say
feel
it.
like I
Well,
only
I
ever
understand why they say
You can
it.
call it the food.
Yeah, great.
It's just like craft service is easy, but if you want to make fun of Hollywood people, you can just say crafty.
Yeah.
Were we going to talk about UFOs or something?
Yeah, I was gonna like pointedly ask you about urban planning, and I almost had like a good segue in, but I was like, I can't open the show with like half an hour of urban planning chat, no matter how badly I want.
Oh,
to
yeah.
hear
I
it.
never gave you the
Yeah,
book
what the fuck,
recommendations.
Aaron?
I'm sorry.
We were supposed to give her book recommendations.
Yeah, we were talking about urban planning because I've
Yeah.
been getting into it, and Leighton was like, I'm genuinely interested in this. Give me the books that you're reading. And I was like, you got it. And then I never did. So...
That's how dare you? But also, yeah, you have a good UFO story, and I wanted you to have to come on the show and tell it because I'm very interested in hearing it and talking to you about it. And I also know it's going to piss Brian off so bad.
Have I never told it to you?
No, you've told me,
Oh, okay.
but not. You've never told me on a.
You've never. It's
was a
not
whole
real
journey.
unless there's an audience.
Perform our friendship.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because you say that because I'm actually not like a. It's a story that's. I'm not a believer as a result of this story. I want so badly to see a UFO, and I did. By the very strict definition of UFO as an unidentified flying object. Anyway, I used to live in Palmdale, which is it's like an hour north of LA, and it's past the mountain range, and then north of Palmdale is, I believe, Edwards Air Force Base. But anyway, so I used to live in Palmdale. We come down to LA all the time, so we were driving up from LA.
It's surprising that Edward hasn't asked for his Air Force Base back, if it's his.
Well, I think he operates it.
I can't reach the fucking thing, but just know
That
spiritually.
makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Sorry.
So we're driving up back from LA. It's like 2 a.m. And there's one road that leads into Palmdale from LA. And we get stuck behind a flatbed truck that's being escorted by 4 military vehicles. That's being escorted by 8 cops. And they're going slow as fuck, obviously, because there's like
For being escorted by 16 eagles.
Yeah. I'm surprised there wasn't like a helicopter or something. But on the flatbed truck was like 100% just like saucer with a dome top, like straight up, yeah. And we were stuck behind it for like 5 minutes because it's the only road into Palmdale. And they were just like running red lights, and they were going beelining it to the Air Force Base.
Wow.
I took pictures, but that was the time when I had like a sidekick, and there's that camera on that is terrible. They were just total.
Just feels
total
very
darkness.
cool when you.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the story, right? But in a world where stuff gets declassified 10 years later, that was about 10 years ago. So I looked it up recently, and it's like a drone or something.
Yeah.
That was top secret back then, but now it's real. So
Not to cast aspersions, but it's interesting that your UFO story didn't involve the F.
well, presumably
You know what I mean?
it was
Like,
flying
yeah.
at one point. I mean, technically it was flying because it was off the
It
ground.
just sounds like a UO to me, is what I'm saying.
well, it was going to Edwards Air Force Base.
Look, I'm saying we can all follow the train of logic here, but
How do you think? Why were you just wheeling it out because they wheeled it out there? Like what? They it's an object. It looked like a flying object. Okay.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying.
Dude, he has the
It was
U.
a UAFO, an unidentified,
Almost.
assumedly
Okay.
flying object.
That's all I'm asking for.
Listen, he has the U, he has the O, and I'm gonna give you the F right now.
Yeah, wait, it was like not under a tarp
No, it
or
was
anything?
totally uncovered. Yeah.
That's crazy.
yeah. Yeah,
I would think they would mask that.
I feel like if I
well,
worked
it was
there,
2 a.m. in pitch darkness in Palmdale. Like nobody's out.
if you like knew, if the person working there was like, okay, we got a drone, totally looks like a UFO. If we can scare the shit out of some people, if we just kind of drive around.
Honestly, a little bit, yeah. But it's like X35 or some shit, like very
Like this was on
name.
the thing you looked up.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, because I tweeted about it somewhat recently. Because there was it was one of those things where it was like, tell a story nobody believes.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, well, this happened to me. And then people were like, whoa, really? Oh, there must have been. And then people started posting like what they thought it was. And then eventually somebody posted like exactly what I saw. And I was like, oh, well, there you go. That's what it was.
Well, that's wild.
Yeah. It's fucking. I don't know why they make all these. They purposely make them look like UFOs.
Yeah,
like,
it sure seems like it.
They could make it look like a fucking like a Blackbird doesn't look like a UFO. It looks like a fucking X-Men vehicle, but because it was. But when they make these experimental craft, they're literally just like the dome top. And it's like, why are you doing that? They're doing it on purpose.
The thing to me that kills most that's one of the strongest arguments against these things being like actual aliens or whatever is that they didn't start looking the way they do until they started looking that way in pop culture. You know what I mean? The pop culture led the stuff people were reporting. And so when there were flying saucers first in the whatever late 40s, early 50s or something, then everyone's like, oh shit, we see flying saucers. So you can't really trust that, unless the aliens are watching the pop culture and updating based on what they're
that sounds more
seeing.
feasible to me. Can I have some of your mysterious cabinet water?
What the fuck?
How long has that cabinet water been in there?
behind the Wi-Fi router.
Wait, is this going to give me 5G?
It's got 5Gs, dude.
This actually, this is some primo shit because this was from
Arrowhead.
That's a different bottle of water,
Oh,
bro.
so it is. This is probably much older. This was purchased during
Fine vintage.
an NSP photo shoot, like, I don't know, a few months ago. And so it's pretty new. So it's going to be really good. So you don't need to worry about it, is my point.
It's a really good story.
Yeah.
Tastes
so,
very
wet.
no, my head's buzzing.
I will say, when it comes to UFO stuff, it has been getting weirder. They're less leaning on the flying saucer stuff now, because the one that I think of the most, which still hasn't been like quote unquote explained, is the Phoenix Lights, right?
I don't really follow it, so I don't know what those are.
Okay, so the Phoenix Lights was three lights in a triangle formation that flew over Phoenix, and it was completely silent. No,
when is this?
It was
You
in the
haven't seen the
90s.
Phoenix
90s.
Lights?
No.
It's one where like the number of videos from like every single angle. There are just like a ton of them.
Because Phoenix is a big city, so
Right.
like a ton of people saw it, and it was all over the news. And there's various famous footage of it. But it's still unexplained. Like, there's not some craft that came out and it's like, oh, this is it. It's a triangle shape. It's got three lights. So that's honestly, I think that's the only like UFO story that's like, oh, interesting. But I want so badly to see a real UFO, but I'm also extremely skeptical. So like every time, because it was like a year or two ago, Tom DeLonge was like,
oh God,
was like,
The 3 UFOs, they declassified it with the government.
and I was like, oh my God, look at this.
you know what? For a guy that's built his whole brand on blinking, you'd think he'd be a little more skeptical.
Yeah, but
He literally isn't seeing a lot of stuff.
So it's these very compelling 3 videos that were released from the government. They really released it, and you can see them, and they're still available. And I was like, okay, so what's the deal? And there's just a guy on YouTube that's like, I know exactly what these are, and he like totally recreated it in like 3D software. He's like, this is a plane. It's from this angle. It's going this direction. It looks weird because of the
all
angle.
this stuff is.
So it's, every one of those was like, and this one, it's not actually going that fast because you can see the lens and
It's the other there if you can't explain it, it's probably some military aircraft,
Right.
like the thing you saw. And the other thing is, it's just literally impossible that this kind of conspiracy could exist in this form for so long, and that someone wouldn't have leaked it by now. People are not that organized,
right.
Dear God,
Like-
no. If there's like one thing anybody should learn about the world, it's people are not organized or as smart.
Yeah, there'd be some dude right now with his phone being like, "Oh shit, it's gonna be awesome," like
Yeah.
recording it. Like it's
Yeah, if
It's
one
not
of the
gonna-
cops who helped with the Kobe crash cleanup is just like, I'm gonna show pictures of this at a bar to a lady, like there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
No. But it is. They are fascinating. And
Absolutely.
I really look. I want to see a UFO. I want to see a ghost. I want to see an angel. I want to see
I
all
want
of
to see a
this shit.
Bigfoot. I want to see a
Absolutely.
Mongolian death worm. I
Yep.
want to see the Jersey Devil. I want to see the Bigfoot and the Jersey Devil kiss.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're from New Jersey, you have to view that at least once before you leave the state.
So I have another thing that I was sort of backseat to that wasn't. It's not as compelling as that I literally saw it with my own eyes. But there was a mission that NASA was doing. I want to say it was like 11 or 12 years ago, and it was a mission where they were going to the moon, and they were basically going to crash that rocket into the moon, and then it was going to like kick off particles, and then they were going to like grab the particles with like the second stage of it.
Oh yeah, like
And-
kick off the regolith of the moon and then grab
and
it.
they and then they'd analyze it and see if there was like water or whatever. But like the thing is, we already knew that there was water on the moon. Like we had already found it.
Yeah.
And
From the tears of the astronauts.
yeah,
We were sad they couldn't get back to Earth.
exactly. It's very sad. It's the Apollo 13 tears.
Yeah.
They got back.
Yeah.
But
they
do
didn't
you
even
know
get
if
to the
it was
moon.
them for real?
Oh, did they see Santa Claus or whatever?
They've been replaced, bro. The secret, you got to listen to your Coast to Coast AM, the secret
Yeah.
city on the other side of the moon.
I'm sorry. I derailed this story.
I'm so sorry.
So this is involved in the
shit.
secret city on this side of the moon. Okay, so they were saying, and I believe NASA said this. They were like, you can watch when it collides, and you'll see it. Like you can just see it with naked eyes. You'll see like the particles come off, and I was like, that's wild. Yeah, I want to see that. So I was following it like a hawk because I really wanted to see that. And they live streamed the whole like from the perspective of the rocket. And I was watching that when it was happening, and it's like you see the moon get closer, and it's like it's gonna fucking crash into the moon. But then when it gets like a certain distance where you'd like start seeing like landmarks and
Yeah.
stuff, it cut out.
Oh,
And then it was like,
Hell yeah.
okay. And yeah, I was like, I fucking cut. Come on, it cut out. And then the news came out, and it was like you couldn't see it from space. I don't know, it was a mission. And then it just kind of went away. And then later they released the footage that it cut out, and it was like, so that really fueled people because at the same time, NASA or Google and NASA did a thing together where like so you have Google Earth and the 3D model. So they
it was
did
probably right around the time Google Earth was like starting.
Yeah,
too.
so they did very briefly, they did like Google Moon, where you could do the same thing with the moon. And
wow,
you could
yeah.
find all of because they had all these satellite pictures and stuff. And if you went to the dark side of the moon that we don't see, there was tons of parts of the dark side of the moon that are blurred. And they're like clearly by hand. Like it's not like artifacting or anything like that.
Well, I mean, they do that with Google Earth, where it'll be like, here's a complex, this is all blurred, so you can't see it because it's private.
Exactly. But on the moon, there's no complexes. So what's the deal with that, right?
What's up with that, bro?
So that was like the 1-2 punch of that situation.
And then everybody thought there was like stuff on the moon.
Yeah.
Well, the alien colony on the dark side of the moon thing has been a conspiracy theory
Yes.
forever.
Yes.
It's great. I love that one.
But it's wild because nobody. I feel like because I was reading people talk about it when it was happening, like right as it was happening, and nobody ever talks about it. Ever. Like you're the first person that's been like, oh, I think I remember that, and it's like, why did we all
vaguely,
forget
yeah.
about this? This is really strange. I don't think it's a UFO thing. It's really funny that
It's fun. I love that shit, and I hate the conspiracy theories have gotten so depressingly lame now, where it was like, oh, it used to be kind of fun, and now it's like, oh, these are all anti-Semitic at core and
Yeah.
like terrible and not fun and actively
Yes.
harmful.
To be fair, there were plenty of
They
anti-Semitic
were all
conspiracy theories
most of them
beforehand,
already
too.
were, but
it's like the flat Earth stuff.
Oh, that stuff drives me insane.
Yeah. Well, it's. I mean,
Like-
it's anti-Semitic in nature. It's really strange.
Did you guys have we had someone email us several times about getting a flat earther on this show?
I forgot
And-
about this. Yeah,
Yes.
their
And they were
vouch
like,
for
we-
it was like, we've been on Infowars.
Yes.
We've been on Joe Rogan.
Legitimately, they used as their bona fides Infowars,
no.
Joe Rogan, and I assume they were just
We've
kind
got
of
'em right here.
making the rounds. But oh man, that one that drives me insane.
People wanted that so bad, and platforming, blah blah blah. We would never do it, but it
Never.
would be very, very, very funny to watch you interact with a flat earther.
With something like that, I would be, I don't. As much as I love annoying people, I don't want to like tear into someone
bully
publicly.
someone, yeah.
I'm happy to have a conversation, off mic or whatever about literally anything and be honest, but I'm not going to like invite someone onto a show and be like, all right, motherfucker, let's do that. That's just kind of,
because
that's a
they're
dick
wrong.
move.
Like they're wrong. So it's why even bother?
Well, even when I was a scientist, like if someone was giving a talk and I saw something wrong, I wouldn't during that, while they were in front of everybody, be like, get them. You pull them aside afterwards and you're like, hey, and also half the time you're wrong about what you thought was wrong anyway. So you might look like an idiot if you try to call someone out. But independent of that, you pull someone aside and you say, hey, I don't think this is quite right. Let's talk about it.
Well, that's the only like angle for having someone like that on the show is like, they're wrong. Like it's scientifically proven that they're wrong. So like the whole point of having someone on the show is to like, haha, look at you. Look at how weird your beliefs are, It's not, you're not having like a genuine conversation with somebody at that point.
No, it's just some dinner with schmucks shit.
Yeah, there's no place to have a genuine conversation with someone who's that deep into it. The only way, and this is backed up by research now, much like the flat Earth theory. The only way to change someone's mind is gradually over time by people who are mostly on their side. Like the only way to really sway someone, you're never going to drop a fact bomb that's going to explode and change someone's mind. You're going to like have someone on who's a friend of theirs be like, hey, actually I was thinking about this. And then gradually they move away. I'm sure there are cases of people hearing a thing and then switching on a dime, but it's very rare and not how people change their mind. So there's no point in like in having someone come on to try to debate or the only thing it will do is make them dig their heels in even harder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why like I think one of the best approaches in just like examining that is like the all gas no brakes approach where they just stick a microphone in front of them and they're like, say whatever you want, like I'm not going to argue with you, like just go ahead. And then because then they just keep going, like and then it gets deeper and deeper and they're not, like you said, they're not digging their heels in. They're just like, oh, someone's listening.
Right.
I have all the things I want to say, and then it's like, oh, then you can really see like what they're thinking. And then that's when it gets into like the anti-Semitic stuff where it's oh, this is what this is about. This isn't about that you believe in the flat earth.
Or that you understand physics or anything.
Yeah. It's the total like police interrogation technique where they're just not going to say shit and they're just going to move closer and closer to you. And then you get nervous and start talking.
Why don't we pause? Is someone knocking?
Sounds like somebody's knocking.
Come in. Hi, honey. What's up? What? Why? Do you want to play video games with Leighton again? Is that why you're asking me? What do you want? Honey, we're a while. What do you want? Nothing really? Okay, can you go back outside again? Thank you. Love you. Well, this is 100% because you're in here. You realize that, right?
Yes!
She wants to play video games
Yes!
with you. I was going to suggest we take a quick, like a little break anyway.
Oh, good. So we can just get our hopes up.
Yeah. Why don't we pause for 5 minutes and then come back and move on to some segments?
Yeah, totally.
Sure.
I'm sweat.
Yeah. I'll turn on the AC for a little bit too.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Fuck all of you. Not you.
Check.
Mic check.
We're all good.
So should we have done any form of like audiovisual
Syncing?
Oh shit, we'll do one at the end. You know what?
That would be perfect.
There's multiple tracks now,
Yeah.
actually. I think with 2 tracks it won't be so bad. They're also exactly the same because we started them, stopped them at the same time.
true.
I mean, you have the drum thing, so maybe that's...
Yeah, here. Snare sync.
You were literally blocking the part that you hit by like a millimeter. There you go.
Great. We'll figure it out.
That'll work out perfectly.
Also, I think that has audio that we can match up.
There you
so now is the time of the show when we move on to segments. So,
I don't like the grin that you're giving me.
well, it's only a grin because I'm happy that we're doing some segments.
It's so
Okay.
horrible to see it in real life after a year of
What?
it's horrible. This is a sight to behold. We really should have done the GoPros on the mic arms thing.
Yeah, we talked about putting like GoPros here and just like getting right in.
Like a guitar video.
Yes, exactly.
And just having a dedicated like foot cam.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, wait. That reminds me of something I really want to show you guys.
You're not taking an image of our feet, are you?
I have to say, ever since I added Trash Cam to, I do a stream called Shuffle Master where I open up cards and that's it. But like, I had a little trash can next to, so I'd throw the booster pack wrappers into it, and I would always miss. And I would always laugh at it and I'd be like, oh, I missed. And then everyone was like, oh, I want to see. So I was like, all right, fine. So I just pulled a GoPro from like storage and just mounted it and fed it into the thing. And so whenever I throw the booster pack now, I just swap cameras to the trash cam.
Amazing.
And it's become like the most favorite part of everybody's of the show, that it just cuts to the trash and then you see the fucking boost. It never gets in. 'Cause it's just like this fluttery material that doesn't go straight.
And then people are gonna lose their shit once one day you finally.
I'm waiting for you to finish.
I'm done.
Somebody did a compilation of in one stream of all the times I threw the trash can footage.
I want to show you this video.
Okay.
This is Guitar Center Drum Off 2012 finalist.
What the?
Just watch this. The camera thing reminded me. Can you both see this?
I didn't know this was a real competition.
This takes a long time and we're going to watch the whole thing.
He's a regular Terry Bozzio. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at him.
The acting is the best part.
Oh yeah, you got to do the
Ooh.
That's why I'm saying Terry Bozzio, because he does that thing where he's like his whole
yeah.
body's like liquid. Oh, okay.
Over the head.
I mean, that's not like that impressive.
Well, just wait.
I mean, I'm not saying his drumming's not impressive, just the over the back thing.
This is riveting podcasting.
Isn't this
Really
great?
exciting.
Imagine being in the audience for this.
Does he do this every time?
We're unfortunately not even at the shit I'm dreading yet, so.
Oh, it gets real good.
But yes, does Brian just pull out random videos and insist we watch them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember that time of the podcast where Brian showed them a 20-minute video on his phone that we couldn't see?
That's a lot of fun.
Okay.
I don't know how something can be simultaneously so impressive and so douchey, but this really...
So are we just gonna switch to stick cam? Is that what we're gonna wait the 20
Yeah,
minutes for?
right. You gotta wear a tank top when you're playing this kind of drum solo.
Oh, you gotta mix it up. He's doing like the garage year one drumming bit.
Only at Guitar Center can you see this level of playing.
And only in 2012. They don't do this in 2021 anymore.
No, they would ban this now. It's too real. Modern audience couldn't handle this.
You know, I do have a wife that's waiting for me at home.
It's almost done.
Brian, I fucking swear to God.
In 5 more minutes.
If you do this, and hold on, there was no switch to like a stick cam or whatever the fuck?
No, I just like that video.
Oh, that's nice.
There was some good camera work there, though, right?
Do your fucking segment,
Okay,
Brian.
so our first segment is our pop culture recommendation segment.
Yeah.
So you get to recommend anything you've been enjoying recently, book, movie, video game, whatever it is.
Sure.
The segment is called What's Popping? What's Popping? And here's the theme song. Should be coming through your headphones.
Yeah. No, I don't. You know,
Yeah, let me try.
there is a style of comedy,
Let me try it again.
Brian.
Let me try it again. Let me try it again. Hold on. I think the interface might not be working.
Yeah. I don't know why your phone would be linked to our headphone. You were literally unmuting our microphones because you couldn't figure out how to mute or unmute microphones, and you're saying you have a sound effect board on your phone that's synced to the system?
I got it. It's going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. That's good. That's good. You know, Brian, you have a very...
The theme song is still going.
Yeah. And that is 5 minutes, you said? Or did you restart it?
I restarted it.
Okay.
And that's the What's Poppin' theme song.
Awesome.
I hate you so fucking much.
There's a style of comedy that you do, I think. You know, when you're in improv, right?
Yeah.
There's you do this thing where I have no idea how to participate. You know, in improv comedy, usually it's like, here you go. But with you, it's just kind of like, you just fucking huck the ball right at my feet. I'm like, wow, Jesus! I don't know how to react to that. That's your style of comedy.
No, it isn't.
Participate.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Aaron, you put that so articulately in a way that having to deal with this shit every week of
Right.
my life for the past year.
My goal is to set other people up to look great. And I think I did that today. So Leighton, what's poppin'?
I didn't think about what's poppin', so
How long is the theme song?
It's when the real one is like 2 seconds.
this isn't even the bit that he does normally. The regular bit's so much worse. This is like a refreshing...
Am I ever going to be in on the bit?
This is a refreshing change of pace.
Oh, wow.
That's the bit.
Oh, okay.
It's great. This is our first time doing it live, though. I think it worked really well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is it still going? Is that the joke?
No. Now
As
we're
you
moving
said,
on.
it's just... Fuck you. You can't participate.
So I'm gonna.
It's-
I'll start.
It's really...
Yeah.
Yeah. Share your recommendation, Brian.
What's popping for me this week? I don't like the negative attitudes here, by the way. Is have you guys ever heard of Hatris?
No. It's like
Hatris.
Tetris, but...
It
That's
is a
how I'm feeling about
Tetris.
this
It
bit
is
right
a
now.
Tetris-like variant where the AI.
Oh,
always-
Hatris.
Yeah. It
Hatris.
recommends the worst piece.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Never mind. Hatris
So-
is different. It's Tetris with hats.
Yeah, this is not that. It's normal Tetris.
I'm not kidding, by the way. This is real.
Like physical, like on your head, or like...
It was designed by Alexei whatever, the guy who made Tetris. He made Hatris.
By the way, I remember the sequel, the next game called Faces that he came up with, which was a huge bomb. But yeah, so Hatris, it's a browser game,
Yeah.
which is Tetris, except the AI will always recommend the worst possible piece for you at any given time.
I find it strange that you make people endure annoying shit, but then you do it to yourself
It's
in
fun.
these weird ways.
Dude, you know me. I like to chill out and have fun. That's how I work.
That's what you say every episode, how much you love to have fun, how you've always loved to have fun, as evidenced by your juggling.
Yep.
You just love to have a good time.
On my, you know what it says on my online dating profile? It says love to laugh. And that's me.
Is it still active?
I don't like to talk about this.
It is on the dark web.
Yeah,
that's where he's
that's
getting
right.
all those alerts from.
Yeah, it's got 6 dark web alerts.
We
those,
don't-
Those are just swipe lefts or whatever.
It's
Wait,
a-
swipe right's the good one?
I
don't know.
can never remember.
Yeah.
It's different on the dark web.
Yeah, so I was I read about this somewhere, and I was like, I have to play Hatris, and it's really, really hard.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't. I think the highest score every time you lose a row, that's 1. I think the highest score that's ever been achieved is 31.
So does that mean it never gives you the long piece?
No, you can get it to give you the long piece, but you have to really try.
Wow. Oh, so you have to like set yourself up to be like in a horrible position for the long piece.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's really it is a very and there's no the only thing that's different from normal Tetris is there's no gravity, so you have to manually drop the pieces. So you can take as long as you want to try to like figure it out.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Well, the game's so fucking hard already that they decided to give you a little mercy.
Has like the world champion Tetris guy ever played it?
I don't know who that is or why he would do it.
I don't know because it's a challenge.
I don't know. I looked online. Apparently, there's like a record of 31. I don't know who's played this. I think
Wow.
people. Well, the other interesting thing is that it always every game is replicable, so there's no randomness.
Oh.
Except because once the AI has like you can start off with the same. Everyone starts off with the same piece, and once you get in a position, it's deterministic what the AI will say.
Okay.
So you could. Any game you can replay exactly as it was given to you.
like
So it's
chess.
kind of a puzzle. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Anyway.
Sounds awful.
It's really, really. It's probably the worst game you could imagine, and I love it.
Did you actually play it, or are you just
Yeah.
saying this to make everyone else play
No,
it?
I played it. I got a score of 2. That was my high score.
What? So you put down 2 blocks and then it broke?
No, I was able to clear 2 lines. Is what that means.
Oh. Jeez Louise.
Because it always gives you the piece that's not going to clear the line.
Right.
It's really fucking hard. It's a challenge. Like if you think
get
you're
it.
good at Tetris,
Yeah.
it is a challenge. It's a fun challenge.
I don't know if I want to talk to anybody who like their thing is like I'm really good at Tetris.
Well, I encourage you to try Hatris because it's extremely infuriating and a great way to spend a few hours.
That is funny. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Layton, what's poppin'?
I think considering this is our first episode back in person, and also just the absolute
Has the theme song stopped yet?
Let me check. It was still going.
Okay.
this is going to be a late night first for me. I'm taking a vow of silence for my What's Poppin' in protest of everything that just happened and that
On our
it's going
first
to
episode
continue to-
back, that's
You
iffy.
You
iffy.
did this.
It's an iffy decision.
You did this.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, we're fine. You know what? It's your show too.
I'm
You can
not
do whatever you
recommending
want.
shit.
Fine.
Aaron, what
Do
would
you-
you like to recommend?
Do you want me to recommend something for you?
No, fuck off.
I recommend Hatris.
Leighton would like to. What's popping for Leighton this week is a little book called Ready Player One by Ernest Cline.
No, Ready Player 2.
Ready Player Two,
The
even
superior
better.
sequel.
It's twice as good as the first.
What's my favorite part of Ready Player 2?
Probably the fact that it's exactly the same as Ready Player One.
Isn't there a reference to the Sonic.exe creepypasta in that?
I wouldn't know.
What?
I think there is. That's
God.
all I know about supposedly my favorite book.
No. No.
Yeah.
That's no. It's like there's a reason why movies don't have cell phones in them, you know? Like just leave that shit out. Anyway, what's popping for me?
Yeah.
I,
Do you want me to come up with one for you?
should
too?
I be sincere? Leighton,
Yes,
should I be
you
sincere?
should.
You should be sincere.
I was sincere.
I'm gonna kill you. Please
was.
be sincere.
All right. There's a couple things that have been popping for me.
Uh-huh.
Invincible just got made into a cartoon on Amazon
It's
Prime.
so good.
I haven't watched it, but I've had the Ultimate Collection in my comic collection for like 5 years or something. And I was like, okay, now's the time I got to read it then because everyone's going to be talking about it. It's great.
It's great.
It's really gory, right?
It's the
Yes and no.
yeah
It's gory in parts.
yeah the series has a lot of blood and guts in it. I just finished watching it literally last night. It's the book is I haven't read the book for years. In fact, never even finished it.
It's really like the show takes some liberties, doesn't it?
The thing is, it's been so long since I've read
Battery
the book.
died.
Oh, fuck.
This is what the children are paying premium for on the Patreon.
All right. Moving on. So Invincible.
So they took some liberties in the show, right? Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't remember because it's been so long since I read the book.
Well, because like there's the episode 1 ending that everyone goes nuts about and went viral and all that stuff. You know, and obviously you get to that pretty quickly in the comic. But like after I got to the comic, I was like, I thought the whole thing was like this big long sequence, and in the comic it's just like a page. So I went back and watched it, and there's like characters I didn't recognize, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So I don't know, like a robot, I guess, becomes a kid or something.
That does happen in the series. It's been so long since I've read it. I don't remember what happens in the comic, and on purpose. So I remember the twist, which is the thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
Which takes a little bit of time in the comic, but it's pretty quick. But I didn't want to read anything beyond that because I didn't want to spoil anything. So yeah, I don't remember what is original and what's not.
Okay.
But the voice acting is amazing.
Who's in it?
Let's see. Stephen Yeun is Invincible.
Oh, fuck yeah.
His mom is Sandra Oh. His dad is J.K. Simmons.
Oh, shit.
They have Jason Mantzoukas, who is like my favorite person. Who else? Mahershala Ali is in it. Like total
Good shit.
ringers. Gillian Jacobs is Zazie Beetz.
Ooh.
Like really, really great people.
That's dope.
And to me, the craziest thing about this series is it is one of the only things I can think of that has rapid tonal shifts, like from straight up comedy to fucking horror, and it works.
Yeah.
It really works.
It's the same way in the comic too.
Yeah.
Somebody was talking about whatever. Just spoilers. I can't talk about it, but
you could say a couple spoilers.
there's the sequence that we're talking about. When it starts, it seems like it's going to start like this like superhero-y moment, and it's like not gory, and it's very like ooh, fluffy, and then suddenly the music cuts, and there's just no music, and then it's just like really intense, and it's like
brutal.
It's like,
It's like everyone's
oh
fucking dying.
jeez, yeah.
I watched this bit because my friend was like, that show really upset me with the gore, and I was like, oh well, what's going on here? Let me get in here.
It's not upsetting gore. I don't think so. I mean, I get pretty squicked out by stuff, and I was not bothered by it.
It's definitely gorier than the comic.
Hell, okay, God damn it, I'll watch.
Well, it's gorier than what I remember, because also you're watching it happen. The fact that it's animated just means it's going to be gorier.
I will say, whatever, never mind.
No, say it.
I hate doing this because everyone's like, oh, snob. But like, I don't like the way the show moves. That sequence in particular, when they're purposely making it look good, it's like, oh, that's great. But when it's not, I don't like how it moves.
I agree with that. The animation is a little off-putting.
It's a little choppy.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know what I'm talking about with that stuff, but I remember thinking, shouldn't they have like more frames or something?
It felt like they had a pretty low budget, which like if they did a great job with it.
Yeah.
But when they do this sort of method of the drawings and the way it seems like it's supposed to move really well, and then it doesn't, right?
Yes.
There's ways that you can make cheap animation look good without a whole lot of movement, but they didn't go that route. So it really comes off like, oh man, this doesn't look as good as it should.
It's interesting because I never know with stuff like that, like, am I not getting the style? Or is this a choice that they're making that I just don't really understand?
No,
or is
it's
it just
because
kind
they
of
don't have the money to do it?
That's
all there's to it. I mean, because you look at, everyone knows I'm a fucking weeb, but like the Japanese have perfected it. Like with anime, they literally have entire animes where there's no animation at all. It's just still frames, but it looks like it's moving because they are really good at doing keyframes. They're really good at doing like transitions, and they're really good at like panning and like using mouth movements to make it seem like they're moving and stuff. So in American TV, they don't use those tricks as much. So it just looks cheap. In parts, but whatever. That's my animator, whatever.
That's your 60-second
yeah,
soapbox.
you can post in the comments that I'm a snob or whatever. I don't give a shit. Everybody worked really hard on it. Camera died again. So I'm reading Invincible. It's great.
Great. Cool.
And then video game wise, I've been playing Returnal.
Oh yeah, on PS5?
Yeah, it's good.
Great. Moving on.
yeah.
Next segment.
This is our final segment. This is our.
No,
Are you done?
I just liked how brief that was. That was nice.
Yeah, it was. I liked it too.
Yeah,
It
well,
was
it was
good.
you know?
Cool.
All right, our final segment is called Peaches and Lemons. It is 1 part airing of a petty grievance and 3 part gratitude exercise. So we will each share 1 lemon, which is a shitty thing. And Brian didn't warn you about this, which is fucked up.
There's no warning.
Is Leighton now doing the bit? Is Leighton the bit master now?
No, okay. So this is every week when we do Peaches and Lemons. She does this thing where she says, "I didn't tell that." Just be quiet for a second. She says, "I didn't tell the guest the bit," and it makes them feel like they're really on the spot. But we never tell the guests what we're going to do here. And every week she throws me under the bus for this.
Cool. Well, peaches and lemons, right? It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. So I'm getting a little tired of this bit.
I do like to eat lemons.
Yeah.
Brian, you were getting so fucking spicy the first time we were back here in person when there are a variety of objects here that I can attack you with.
Yeah. Well,
There's no way for me to dig out of this hole.
There's no hole. It's just a bit she does every week.
You just created like a bit void. There's no room for me here. You were supposed to get an email.
So I will say, a lemon is, again, every week she does this.
Yeah.
A lemon is like a petty grievance. So I'll start. with
Something
my-
that like ruins your next 10 to 15 minutes. So go ahead. Example.
Wait, like it's something that's imminent? That's like
No.
happening
I mean,
today?
like, just like, catching your headphone cable on a doorknob kind of thing.
I'll do mine.
Do your fucking lemon.
My lemon
Brian.
is that the Los Angeles Philharmonic calls me every day and I want them to fucking stop. It's because I gave money to them once and every day at like 2:00, some number rolls through. I had to block it eventually where they're looking for donations. And we already donate to the LA Phil.
Yeah.
And every day, they call looking
they
for
call
more
and it's
money.
just, I can't do the music bit, but I was going to do
Yeah,
you just pick up and it's.
Well, I stopped picking up because it's always a 213 number. And no one else has ever called me from that.
Got it.
So whenever I see at like 2 p.m. a 213 call, I'm like, okay, here's my chance to not accept. And it's the kind of thing, there must be a term for this. I would give them more money if they contacted me less frequently.
By their silence.
Yeah.
You should tell them that.
It's
What
so
if
annoying.
somebody's like they're like, oh, we really respect Brian's music.
Yeah, well,
We really want him to put on
Yeah.
this amazing show and be a
We
part
heard
of the.
we heard that What's Poppin' theme song. And
yeah, it was really good.
It was great.
They heard the bit Leighton does every week with Peaches and Lemons. It's like they're really big fans of the show. You know what? Maybe that is the case. Then they can go through my reps.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah. So that's my lemon.
Great,
I want to
Please-
negotiate straight with you.
Please stop calling me LA Phil.
Great.
Also, there must be some guy who's a big Lakers fan whose name is Phil who calls himself LA Phil.
LA
right?
Phil.
There must be. I think about this a lot.
What's up, everybody? My name's LA Phil. Not to be confused with LA Phil.
But I do live in Disney Hall. Leighton.
My lemon for this week is one that I just had in that we've been sitting in your garage for like 2 hours and it's very hot in here and there's a neon sign and we're doing bits and I'm around people and I'm very nervous. Anyway, went into the bathroom. My fucking eyeliner is like the sweat thing. You guys don't wear eyeliner, but when you sweat,
It goes down.
it's doing that.
It's like you're crying or something.
Yeah.
It looks great.
I didn't even notice until you pointed it out, and I still don't notice.
All right, this is my lemon now. That's
Okay.
this social interaction I've created. In this.
We were being genuine. You flip that.
I
Okay.
am making it worse. This is becoming a larger and larger lemon. Aaron!
What do you assume? We were like, no, it's fine. No.
What was the right response there?
Yeah. No, it looks terrible. You're right.
That's what I expect everybody to tell me all the time. So
It looks. I still don't even notice.
Thanks. I've made that by making that my one. I've created this situation.
Well, because you
which we're
created the
having.
art, so you can see what the difference. But to me, it just
That's
looks
right.
like a smoky eye or something.
Wow, thank you.
Yes.
That's totally just kidding. This was all a bit. I feel so. It was totally on purpose.
Great.
Aaron, what's your lemon?
My lemon is my cat. I have a cat. We have 3 cats, but the cat that's mine is Mochi. He has claimed me as his bonded, right? So anyway, he is obsessed with me petting him while he eats. He's obsessed. It's like it's literally like, and I'm not saying this flippantly. It's like an OCD pattern. Like he can't.
He can't eat unless you're touching him?
Yeah, he can't like go on with his life if I woke up and I didn't pet him while he ate. It goes nuts if I don't do this. But he's gotten to the point now where like I've enabled it too much that now he's like, well, I can get it all the time if I just scream. So, and it's only in locations where I'm doing something. If I'm living room and I'm watching TV, doesn't give a shit, goes and sleeps over in a corner. If I'm cooking, he just stands there and screams at me.
What an asshole.
Until I pet him while he eats. And even if I do that, there's a 50% chance that he's still going to do it. And if I sit at my desk and I'm like taking Zoom meetings or whatever, I'm like writing or whatever, he comes and he screams at me until I fucking pet him while he eats. And then if I'm recording Grumps in the other room, same thing. He comes in and screams at me until I pet him while he eats, and I don't know what to do about it. And it's gotten to the point now where it's like triggering for me to cook because I know what's gonna happen. I walk into the cook zone. And I'm like, oh, because like subconsciously my brain knows like you're gonna get screamed at.
Well, have you done the cry it out method where you just kind of
it doesn't work.
It doesn't matter how long.
Here's what happens: one, he'll do it forever, or two, he'll pout,
he has
which
nothing
makes me
to
feel
lose.
So terrible because
I'm
he's this
so
adorable
hungry,
little cat.
Daddy. You gotta touch my head.
Oh
while
my
I
God.
Wait, can we get an "I'm so hungry, Daddy" clean from you, please?
It's funny when you do it, as evidenced by my underage wiki feet page. Yeah. I'm good.
All right, well, that's it. That's my lemon.
Wow. The thing with animals is they have nothing to lose, and so they will just stand there and look at you and go, rah, 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 because they don't fucking care. What else are they doing?
Yeah, I've never heard Mochi make noise.
He doesn't do it around other people. I swear to God, dude, Susie, my wife, for those who don't know, I swear to God, she thought I was like lying about or exaggerating because he doesn't do it around her. She's like, oh, she's here. Well, no,
conniving, babe.
Finally, it's like she was upstairs or in another room or something.
So the cat,
and Moch didn't realize
was gaslighting Susie.
Yeah, kind of. And she finally heard it, and she was like, "Oh my God, he's really screaming!" I was like, yeah, I know. I've been telling you this for so long. He just screams. God, I just wish there was something I could do to make him stop.
The silence of the cats.
Really great. You have 3, is that right?
You have 3 cats, yeah.
Mochi,
Mimi, and Otto. Which is hilarious because
now
we were going to name the third one Matcha.
Which was my suggestion, by the way. Yes. Susie said, we're getting a third cat. What should we name it? And I said Matcha. And she said, that's really cute.
It is cute.
Thank you.
I like that name.
Thank you.
But she was dead set on naming it Otto because she wanted to name it after Zach Scott's cat, the pineapple cat. You ever seen that video?
No, I don't know.
It's like, Otto's a pineapple in the fridge, and he loves it.
Okay.
He goes in the fridge, and he closes the door on the cat. It's hilarious. But anyway.
I think you found your solution to your Mochi problem.
But here's the thing. Oh, throw him in the fridge. Susie's theory is he hates being picked up. So if he screams at me, I should pick him up, and then he'll start like Pavlovian and be like, oh, I don't want to be picked up anymore.
Oh. You could spray him with a little water bottle.
I don't want to do that, though, because when he was a kiddie, we had a lot of people in his life that were like mean to him. So now he's like super skittish.
Oh yeah, no, you don't want to traumatize him.
Exactly. So what the hell was I saying? Literally, what was? Oh yeah, Matcha. So we were gonna name the third one Matcha, and then Susie was like, "No, it's Otto," and I was like, "All right, I guess we won't keep the M thing. I guess I don't care that much about it." He developed a fucking M on his forehead. There's like the clearest as day M on his fucking forehead, and I'm like. That could have been him for Matcha.
That's wow.
Otto is the perfect name for him.
That's God laughing at you.
Because he's a fat little cat.
Yeah, that tube of a boy, that very shy tube.
God, he's so fat.
Peaches.
Peaches, we'll each do 3 things that are cool, good, so excited about, can be big, little, don't matter. 3 of them.
I think you should start.
I did not prepare these. My first peach is that I brought Audrey a cake pop before I came in here because I'm cool.
Wait, does it have to be small?
No, it can be
big.
like I love my wife, or just like I had a good sandwich. Like it's just
anything.
a gratitude.
Just something positive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So something as big as I had a good sandwich, and something as small as I love my wife.
That's right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Depends on the size of the sandwich and the wife.
Now he gets it. I don't know. I'm revising that. Audrey is like all 3 of my peaches right now, just because I got to see her over the weekend. We got to hang out. She's still in there. She's just the fucking
She loves you.
coolest.
You got a big old hug when you came in today, and she didn't remember Arin.
Yeah, no idea.
It's tight as hell.
Well, also, but she knows. I mean, the other thing is she knows Leighton and I have been doing this for like a year and a half or whatever now, and so she's aware of who Leighton is, and Leighton is referred to frequently.
Well, it's funny because she remembered me when I was seeing her somewhat regularly.
Yes.
But now she doesn't remember me.
Anything that happened more than 6 months ago is
Yeah.
done.
Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's a peach. First one is just Audrey, like big, circle.
You're very sweet to her, so thank you for that.
Of course, she's an incredible child. My second one is that I learned how to make Sims 4 custom content this week because I've been obsessively playing The Sims, and now I'm making a bunch of Cyberpunk 2077 clothing in The Sims.
That rules.
Because I've lost my mind.
Who's your Skringus? Is that your thing?
Oh, Skringus.
Oh, yeah. I watched that stream. That was hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Susie and I love that.
Wow, I've been populating Skringus world. So it's me and Allie live in a house. I am married to Ghostface. She is married to Johnny Silverhand, who I lovingly recreated all of his tattoos and clothing. It's fine. I also have Xenomorph, who is the house mother to a mansion of e-girls who are all competing. I just added Michael Myers and Leatherface, who are married and opened a restaurant together. So I'll be
What's it called?
Bubba's. It's a diner.
Oh, that's a good one.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I love it.
They live in a recreation of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, but the inside's really nice.
Well, that's wonderful.
It's really sweet. I'm very happy for them. Anyway, I'll stream that soon probably because it's absolute hell in that save. And I have 7 gigabytes of mods for the Sims.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Yeah. My third one's like, I don't know, we're back in person. That's my cheat peach.
Sure.
Oh, cheap peach.
I get to hang out with my friends for an extended period of time, and I'm so sweaty.
Whenever we do a cheap peach on the show, we call them chapeaches.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a thing that we do.
that's a good way to shorten it.
Yep. I came up with that.
All right, somebody else.
Does it have a theme song?
It does.
No.
Oh, my phone's being used for Damn it.
Thank you, God.
Can I
All
borrow
right.
your phone?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll go. My first was going to be that we were back in person, which I'm very, very excited about. You've seen you in person for a year and a half.
It's
It's
great.
amazing to see you. It's just great to be doing this. It's so much fun. And it was a good excuse to like clean up this hellhole of a garage for a little bit and set up a little like chill guy like Kang zone over here,
Yeah, if you want to
Like-
be just like right in the person next to you's airspace, this is the perfect
Yeah,
chill guy.
nothing
zone.
says chill like being an inch away from a neon sign that you might break if you touch.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. Number 2 is next week. I am going away by myself for a little one-man writing retreat.
Oh,
And I rented a little place near Joshua Tree.
memoirs.
No, this fucking
Revenge
smooth jazz
fantasies?
album that I'm supposed to be finishing with Meowch.
Nice.
And I've just been putting it off, and there's always something else, some fire that needs to be put out. So I'm gonna try to like close out the main writing portion of it. I've been working on it for like 2 years on and off, mostly off. So I'm excited it's my first like, trip away without the family for, since last March.
Wow.
So yeah, and of course, I don't love leaving Rachel and Audrey, but it'll be nice to have a dedicated time to procrastinate writing on this thing.
Yes,
And,
yeah.
and feel bad about it. So
Definitely putting yourself in a space where it's just like, this is the one thing that I'm doing. It's like it's what our brains are meant to do. I think like we're just so like, go out and kill the animal, eat the animal, sleep next day. Like,
yeah. And I have never done this before where it's just like, here is with the exception of like, with Roach and Twerp and Danny, we went down to Sonic Grand. Well, and you too, of course,
Yeah.
to Star Bomb.
That's great.
We did it for NSP also. That was like one task, but it's kind of not the same because there's so many people and everyone has a different job and you get time off and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't feel like the same thing. This I've never done anything like this, and I don't know if it's going to feel oppressive or it's going to feel like the kind of thing you're saying where it's like, okay, great, let's do it. So the trick will be being able to turn off the admin for a while, which is hard to do because then shit doesn't get done. But I'm trying to clean stuff off before I go.
I mean, maybe it'll show you the admin isn't like, maybe things will get done, and then you'll be like, oh,
You know what, dude? That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Because that is my big fear is that if I leave projects, they fall apart.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to know.
I had the same thing.
Yeah.
I I was so worried about like going on vacation and being disconnected, and then like I did it once, and then I came back and it was like, no, it's fine. And I was like, oh, so I can just do that now. That's great.
Generally, not too much shit's going to fall apart in a week or two.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
When you come back, the what's poppin' bit is no more.
Yeah, right.
I'm really trimming the fat around here in this 1 week I got planned.
To be fair, though, I never really think of it as a bit. I don't think of it as a bit I do. I think of it as an experience I give to the guests and the audience. So I think classifying it as a bit is tremendously dismissive of what I'm trying to create.
Weren't you saying something
this-
positive about your life, you
show.
motherfucker?
You come back from your retreat and Leighton's gonna be like feral, covered in blood, with like what's poppin' written on the
The
wall.
bottom
in
half
here.
of this side is just broken with a hammer, so
Yeah.
it just says Leighton Night.
And then the neon doesn't work anymore, and I
yeah.
make you pay for it.
My third peach is this Friday. I'm going out to dinner with a little man named Brent Lilly. Just the two of us.
Wonderful.
Eating outside at a steakhouse.
Love it.
And it's like we used to have, we still sort of do, but we haven't been able to do it. Tradition where like once a year with him and me and actually Danny, we have like the album just came out. Let's celebrate. We'll go to a steakhouse and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And we didn't do that when the last album came out for obvious reasons. This time it's not an NSP thing. It's just like getting together with a friend. But it's been a year and a half since I've got together for steaks and martinis with Brent. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. Because you guys know Brent, he is just the best. And he is such a weirdly fun curmudgeon that he combines the best parts about being cynical and being open-hearted at the same time, which is...
He makes you work for it.
Yeah,
which I respect.
Legitimately one of my favorite people, and I'm excited to go on a little date with him.
I do love Brent.
Yep,
he's a good boy.
So those are my peaches.
Those are all three peaches.
Those are all three.
Aaron, usually we email the guest and say you should have a pop culture
Please.
recommendation.
Okay, Leighton, I really don't want you to keep doing this bit because it's. I think again, it's putting Aaron in a weird spot. I've said in the past, I don't really want to keep doing this bit. I'm a little upset that you've kind of dismissed my concerns over it. But I would prefer if we didn't do this. Brian didn't email the guest bit. Thank you. Please.
I'm so glad that this is some people's first episode of this show.
So now that I'm put on the spot and don't have anything pre-planned, I will say...
Sorry, 1 second. To be fair, we never contact the guests ahead of time to let them pre-plan. So don't feel bad.
Yeah, sure. I believe you. So, number one, I'm on new medication. Well, medication ever. That's the first time I've ever been on medication for ADHD, and it's been really helpful. So I've been getting a lot of things done, and I've been able to like relax a lot more and like read books and not have my brain explode, and it's been great.
That's awesome.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I've been reading books about urban planning, as you mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah, which we didn't even get to
You
really
better
talk
text
about.
me book recommendations
No,
now.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
Okay.
My second peach. I lost a bunch of weight recently. That was nice.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Did you put on a bunch
Congratulations.
over the pandemic?
No, I lost it.
You lost it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That was the pandemic was because it was super easy. The problem is it's like when I go to the office and I'm out and I'm like, it's hard to regimen and have this is what I eat every day. But if I'm at home all day, then this is what I eat every day. I don't stray and it's easy. I lost a bunch of weight. And it was great.
That's awesome.
Third,
Sorry, you look incredible.
thanks.
You do. I mean, it's been a while, so
Dude,
I didn't
and
know.
you got a sharp jacket.
Yeah,
look at you.
I love this jacket. We were talking
This
about
is
it
actually
before.
too big on me now because I bought this when I was at my heaviest. So it's like really baggy now.
Also, it looks like it's the most comfortable, like one of
It
those
looks very
pieces of
comfortable.
clothing that is like stealth. Like this is really nice, but also I would sleep in
It's
this.
super comfy.
Well,
yeah.
one thing that has always impressed me about
in
you
Morocco.
is how you dress stylish but comfortably. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
that's
You
always
seem
been-
to be wearing clothes that fit very comfortably and not like baggy.
Yeah.
Just you always look comfortable in what you're wearing.
That's-
And I like never feel comfortable.
That's
in
the
what
goal,
I'm
man.
wearing.
That's the goal. Yeah, no, that was actually a struggle for a long time, was figuring out like what's comfortable, especially when I was like, I was really overweight, and it was like I wanted to wear certain clothes, but like I couldn't because I didn't fit, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm 34, but it's like not really a 34, So I had that going on foot with me. But now, yeah, it's like I know what size I am, and I know what I like, and yeah, it tries to. It's comfiness is a big thing for me. If I can try on a jacket and Susie's like, "Oh my god, that looks awesome," and I'm like, "I hate wearing it. I'm not gonna get it."
Yeah.
Well, I definitely learned that. Like, if you hate wearing something, you just shouldn't buy it. You're never going to wear it.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so real for like people who wear high heels. It's like, oh, you're
yeah.
so cute. I'm gonna wear these. No, fuck you. Don't even. Just wear regular shoes.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing too: is when I go out and I like get dressed up or whatever. It's so tempting to just be like, I'm just gonna put on the fucking sweatpants and the t-shirt,
Yeah.
So I discovered like, oh, if I make my actual wardrobe like in that category, then I can go out and look nice and still feel like I just threw something on. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
totally.
Yeah.
That's smart.
So number 3, I don't know. Like what's been?
You can say being here together in person.
You
could
already
say
did that
you
though.
had good
We both did
sandwich.
So unoriginal when you say it.
You're right.
Leighton said it first, so it was great.
Well, that's true.
Fuck. I feel like there's something.
I will just stare at you harder, and I'm sure that'll make you think of it faster.
I rediscovered. So for the longest time, I've been trying to replay SNK versus Capcom Card Fighters Clash for the Neo Geo Pocket Color. And I finally got one of those like little handheld emulation things, and it came with it, like because it was like from China or whatever. They don't care, and they just put ROMs on it. And I've been playing the shit out of it because it's so good.
That's
my third peach.
I had something like that relatively recently where we played the Super Mario Galaxy Switch port, and I was like, man, I really want to play Galaxy 2, but it's not out yet. I haven't played it in years. And I just was looking in here, and we had the Wii, which means that we took it from New Jersey to England, back to California. Couldn't use it in England because we didn't have the power converter
Right.
for it. So we carted this thing around the world for, whatever, 10 years or something.
Well, also it was a different signal.
Yeah, also that. But and we didn't have a TV in England anyway. So, because I don't watch TV, I just read books. So open this thing.
Everyone says that's like a douchey thing to say, but like the older I get, I'm like, good. Like don't watch
if it's your
TV.
vibe, great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I found the Wii, and I was like, oh fuck, we still have the Wii. I legitimately thought we got rid of it here, and I was like, but we don't have any of the games. And I plugged it in. There was a disc inside, and it was Galaxy 2.
Whoa.
And I was like, hell yes.
Dude.
I was so happy because I wasn't going to drop another $50. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would have, but
It's so weird that shit like that happens. I have a similar story where when I was a kid, I was just getting interested in collecting video games. So then I was like, I saw a commercial. No, there was a commercial for Jet Set Radio that was on TV, and it was wacky.
yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. And it just stayed in my mind. And then I was like on the internet one day, and I saw like a cosplay picture of people cosplaying the entire cast of Jet Set Radio. And I was like, I really am interested in that. I would love to play that, but I don't have a Dreamcast. So I saved up, and I went to a pawn shop and got a Dreamcast. And my mom was driving me around because I couldn't drive. And I was like, can we go to Target? Because I think they still have Dreamcast games at Target. It was like just ending its life cycle. And so, yeah, it was just like, yeah, we went to Target. And then in the Dreamcast section, the only game they had was Jet Set Radio.
nice.
And I was like, oh my, wow.
And how much fun did you have?
Oh, dude. Every day I played the shit out of it. And then I got the second game, Bang-I-O, which was also awesome. So that's yeah, it's weird how that happens. Where
Yeah,
it's like,
sometimes
what a
it's just right
coincidence.
place, right
Yeah.
time.
Well, it means that God's a gamer, and
Yeah.
Wow.
he's looking out for.
Did
all
you
of
see
us.
today? Gene Park was tweeting about this, that they, like, I don't know what it was.
I don't look at the internet.
So they reclassified gamers, something. Was it Facebook or something? I can't remember. As anyone who, they basically included mobile gamers in the category of gamers.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Well, that's also wrong because gamers is simply a gender neutral term for a group of people.
Thank you. Yes.
All right, gamers, thank you so much for listening to this extremely long episode, and thank you so much for being so generous with your time.
Oh, was that
Yes,
long?
this-
I don't know.
Well, I actually don't know.
This actually might be normal length.
I think it was normal length. It just felt longer because of all the tech setups and the bit I kept asking you to stop doing, which you still won't stop doing. If you want to feel better, I did just say the word keeped.
Brian,
Yeah.
thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, man. You
Where-
got it.
Where can people find you on the internet?
For a second, I legitimately thought this microphone was flipped 180 when I looked at it.
Oh,
I got
shit.
scared. I was like, no wonder it sounds like.
Where can they find me? I don't know. YouTube.com/GameGrumps. I'm on Twitter at EgoRaptor. Done. Oh, Shufflemaster. YouTube.com/Shufflemaster. I stream sometimes. That's my fun thing.
Yeah.
Game Grumps is my job, and while
It's
fun,
deathly serious.
it's still my job. But Shufflemasters, I don't have to do it, so I just do it whenever I want, and it's really fun.
great.
I love that. You get to see the trash cam in real time.
Yeah, go check out the trash can on the Shufflemaster.
All right, everyone watching / listening, as always, and for the first time in person.
Oh, yeah, the first time in person. That's right. So Layden has a little catchphrase she invented for the end of the show that she has never said in person before.
Hey, Brian, will you hand me that one of those juggling things?
No, I can't reach them.
All right, everybody. Stay safe and come hard. That's the end of the episode. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Oh, I can flip off the camera now. This is so exciting.
I refuse to flip anyone off. It just doesn't feel right.
If you didn't have expensive equipment all over, I would literally throw that juggling
If
ball
this
at
garage
this
wasn't
camera.
filled with pictures of me flipping people off.
That's inherently antithetical. You can't stay safe and come hard.
Yes, you can. Aaron.
Well,
Wow, we've never
There's-
had pushback on this.
the only
before.
way to come hard is- all right,
Please,
well-
no, please describe.
no.
You're supposed to do there are a variety of ways to do. Why are we doing this?
I'm just saying. Well, good for you that you can stay safe and come hard. I gotta do. It's fine. It's fine. We're done. You don't have
All
to
right.
talk about it anymore.
We're gonna take all those shirts back.
Episode's over. Great.
Oh my god. Oh, fucking delightful.